It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 13th day of January 2022. Happens to be the day that I hit 80,000 Twitter followers. Have no idea if that's good, bad, or indifferent. And today is another massive day for us. It's National Rubber Ducky Day. So what you guys need to do, just go get in the tub, get your little rubber ducky, and rubber ducky, you're the one to do the thing. National Rubber Ducky Day. Wow. Can't believe they actually have that. Can't believe I have a rubber ducky sitting here. But that's neither here nor there. All right, cruise ships sailing today from North American ports. Down in Charleston, you got the Carnival Sunshine. Port Canaveral, you've got Carnival Elation. Miami, you got the Disney Magic and Seven Seas Splendor. Over in Tampa, you got Brilliance of the Seas. And out in Galveston, you got the Carnival Breeze. Today's headlines, which we'll get to after our guest: 11 Norwegian ships with suspended operations. Carnival Itinerary and testing changes. Allure of the Sea cruise canceled. Princess pleads guilty to probation violation. Shakespeare at sea, and that's cool. And a whole lot more live at 11. And to access the podcast, all you have to do is go to my accessible blog, accessadventure.net, and every day's episode is there, or wherever you get regular podcasts anywhere worldwide, like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. All you got to do is search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and you'll get the old fat travel guy. All right. I'll be back with my special guest after a word from one of our network sponsors. My special guest today logged in over 100 days at sea in 2021. He's probably he's half of a team of one of the fastest growing content creators on the internet, simply known as JJ Cruise. He's host of the new show, the Wake Cruise News Talk Show, now a travel agent, and my friend Jordan. Welcome back. Hey, Jordan, how you doing?
Hey, Chillie, I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely terrific. First of all, I have to ask, how's Jared feeling?
He is doing much better. He has almost, I want to say he's almost fully recovered. He still has, some lingering symptoms. And it seems like with this COVID stuff, you get the lingering symptoms that go on and on and on. And, this is the second time that we've had it. And the first time, it took me almost 4 months to recover. So wow. He's bouncing back a lot quicker this time. He's back on his feet. We're starting to kind of share space again, which is really nice because we were pretty much apart we stayed apart for almost 8 days. So things are looking up here in the JJ Cruise house.
All right. Last year was a fabulous year for you. Over 100 days at sea that you spent. I lost track of how many ships. I got some big time catching up to do if I'm ever going to catch up with you guys. But I'm starting. I got 12 days. And
you know what? And it's massively slowed down for us over here. I think this is going to be the first month since June that we will not have gotten on a cruise ship. So we've paused for a few weeks, but oh my gosh, hopefully we're going to be back on a ship in February, but we'll see.
All right. My first ship is Freedom of the Seas. You've been on it. Tell me what I need to know about Freedom of the Seas, and of course, what I'll need to know in the future about Freedom of the Seas.
Well, we went on Freedom of the Seas pre-amplification. And we were supposed to be on the second sailing post-amplification. But, I'm sure as I think Freedom only got out once. There was like one cruise that sailed out of Puerto Rico in March of 2020 before everything shut down. So we were on Vision of the Seas that week, and we were supposed to get on Freedom the second week, but I've not been on it post amplification. Now pre-amplification, it's one of our favorite ships. We love that class of ship. We love the Solarium. However, I've heard they've made some pretty big changes to the pool deck, and I'm really intrigued to see what has happened. Now, I will say the new Giovanni's restaurant is on that ship, and if it's anything like the one on Odyssey, you cannot miss it. It is so good.
Okay. And Freedom of the Seas is going to be in our future as well after I get things rolling here in 2 weeks. Tell us about that.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait for you to join us. So we are doing something really different. We're doing a back-to-back group cruise on Freedom for 4 nights and then for 3 nights. And these are going to be kind of themed cruises. The 4-night, we're going to do a murder mystery at sea, which we haven't released too many details about that yet, but we are really, really excited about that. And then the second part, the 3-night, we're going to be celebrating Christmas in July. Which is going to be unique and it's going to be fun. But I mean, that's one of my favorite holidays. It also happens to be my birthday. So I'm like, why not just combine all of the best things that I love in the year and do them at one time on a cruise ship?
And I'm going to be joining you.
We are so excited that you're coming, Chillie. I think that may be, unless a miracle happens, that may be the first time we're actually meeting face to face.
Yep. It looks that way, unless something changes in between now and then, which hopefully is not. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I've got a busy schedule straight through until then. So I'm tickled with that. So, all right, your new show. Tell me about your new show and how it's going. I missed yesterday's episode because I got sidetracked with a whole bunch of, you know how it goes some mornings.
Oh, I know.
Tell me about your show.
Yeah, so we kind of had the idea back in like October, November. We were just trying to figure out what we could do to really engage our channel and our subscriber base. And this idea of doing like a talk show kind of came to fruition. And Jared and I bounced it back and forth. Jared is the best ideas man out there. I'm so blessed to have him be the other part of this team because he just comes up with the most brilliant ideas. And Jared loves talk shows. He's like a Good Morning America, like wake up, have your cup of coffee, join, Kathy and Hoda. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So he kind of was like, what if we did some type of talk show where you hosted and we did more than just cruise news? Because, we'd been doing cruise news, not consistently throughout the last year, but whenever there was a breaking story, we would try to bring it. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, yeah, that's an interesting idea. And then that idea is what kind of came into reality last week. Last week we had the first show. It went well. I was extremely nervous, but I feel like it's going well. People have been pretty engaged. We were able to invest in some new equipment. So like today you're seeing me with this mic. This is only the 3rd time that this mic has been used, but it definitely has been a game changer for us, I would say, just in terms of being able to get that studio kind of sound. Yeah. So we are really excited. We are just piloting this for 8 weeks and then kind of reassessing. So yesterday was show 2 of 8. So we'll be on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. for 8 weeks. And then we're going to just pull back and see, how we're going to just, do a check-in. How did it go? Do we feel like the viewership is liking it? Are they wanting to see something different? Is the time not good? Does it work out? So we're going to do a lot of assessing here in the next couple of months, but so far so good. And thank you for bringing it up and letting people know about it.
Just hope that you don't have a day like I had yesterday. Sometimes you do interviews that are simple, easy. Me interviewing you is, that's just a laid back, have fun, 2 friends chatting, easy peasy interview. Yesterday, I had one of those that you're a little more intense with, okay? And it was a testy interview it finally got over and time for me to go on to do my travel and cruise industry news for the day. And I click over, my script has disappeared.
Oh no.
I got no script. I've got no list of stories. So I couldn't even think of how I would ad lib through it. It was awful. So hopefully that will never happen to you, but I got through it somehow.
You know, there's parts of the show that I'm still living in the Stone Age. I've got my cards. This is what I've been using the last couple of weeks because I'm so scared of having something crash, just because it's such, hosting a show like that is very new to me. It's not something that I have a lot of experience in. So for now, as long as the camera and the mic work, we're pen and paper. At least for the next few weeks. But I'm so sorry that happened to you. That is that is the worst.
Yeah, it was awful. But so that's how it happens. Who knows what's going to happen as I get on cruise ships now and starting to live stream. You know what it's like. Some days you're good, some days it's awful. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. So
it can be completely unpredictable. Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I think the cruise lines have done a good job in upgrading their systems and making it really good. Like there's this whole new effort on Princess Cruise Lines. They're inviting people to like work from sea. They want people to be working on cruise ships. And they're like, hey, if you're working remote, you might as well bring your stuff over here. And they've upgraded their system. Their medallion class Wi-Fi is phenomenal. So I think we're going to see this industry shift to less unpredictable Wi-Fi and a lot more solid Wi-Fi as technology advances.
Yeah.
I think you'll be just fine. I think we'll all be watching you on a cruise ship here very soon with
12 days.
Great picture and audio.
Yeah. I was with it. And this is going to be it's going to be challenging. I don't know if you've been around enough, because I've hinted at this on my show a little bit, but I've actually, next Friday, there's going to be a New York Times reporter photographer right here in my studio. After the show, the reporter is going to go with me to one of my PT sessions, and then it's going to travel with me on Freedom of the Seas.
Really?
So I'm going to be traveling with the New York Times, a photographer reporter, to see how I work a cruise ship. So this is going to be a really interesting
Chillie, that is
effort.
Amazing. I cannot wait to follow along. So will they be joining you at all on camera, or are they just going to be kind of behind the scenes taking it all in?
I'm hoping that she's going to come on and let me do an interview beforehand. I don't know yet. I don't know what's going to be allowed, what's not going to be allowed.
Sure.
And obviously, if I get some links back to my channel from the New York Times, I mean, that's got to be, going to be huge for my little channel.
That's one of the largest, that's one of the largest newspapers in the world. I mean, that's an amazing, amazing opportunity. Congratulations on that. This
was going to be initially a podcast episode for their new travel podcast, and it seems to me like it's moving more toward a documentary kind of thing, because they're getting into a lot more than just my travel stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing this one by ear.
That's amazing. Has this person cruised before? Do you know?
I think they have cruised before, but not much.
Okay.
They were real worried about getting seasick, and that's something that just has never bothered me.
Right.
So I got a hold of our buddy Emma, and who's the one person I know that cruises a lot and gets seasick all the time. So I called Emma. I said, okay, I need some information for this gal. So she gave me all of her seasickness remedies, and so I sent that on. But we'll see. She's been following my show pretty regularly now, and she was trying to confirm all of her travel arrangements, and I have not heard from her this morning. But so yeah, this is going to be pretty cool.
That is really exciting. That's amazing. I cannot wait to see what comes of that. That is such a cool experience, and you're such an advocate for the industry and such a well-seasoned traveler that like I can't think of a better person for someone like that to travel with. Because we need journalism and the media to be seeing cruising in a really good light, and we need people, we need them to be with people like you. That is fantastic. I think that's really exciting.
All right, so what's are you allowed to say what your next cruise is come February, or what you hope is your next cruise?
Oh my goodness. So you know what, we have not talked about our schedule at all in February, only because we're trying to get this whole, now that Jared has just had COVID, we're trying to figure out exactly how we can get him to test either negative or get some type of an exemption. Some of the cruise lines don't allow for exemptions, some do. So it's a little bit up in the air. We have a couple scheduled, but we are in the midst of doing some research and trying to find out if we need to get him into a doctor or what. So I can't say just yet. Just because the second I announce there's going to be someone that's going to be on that ship and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm on this cruise. And then we're going to have to cancel because we've had to cancel so many. And it's so disappointing. But look out. I will let you know, Chillie, when we're going to start telling people, because it's we probably, once we get this medical stuff figured out, we'll definitely be letting people know.
Okay. All right. Tell me about, now you've been playing with it for what, 5 or 6 weeks? Tell me about the Jordan the travel agent.
Yeah, it is. It's been good. You all have kept me very, very busy, which is great. I'm a lot busier than I had anticipated. However, I will say that I have learned very quickly why you use a travel agent and the value of using a travel agent. I've never been on hold for so long in my life. And that is something that just comes with what's going on right now. There's a lot of people calling in to make cancellations and adjustment to their travel plans. But I have been sitting back doing this for other people, being like, wow, I'm a big dummy. I've never used a travel agent before, and I absolutely should have used a travel agent all along, because up to this point, Jared and I have managed all of our travel, and we have spent days trying to get a hold of certain cruise lines during, these high pressure times. And I regret not looking back. I regret not using a travel agent, but it's been great. I've just finished my Princess and Disney training courses. Those courses are intense. So if you have questions about Princess Cruise Lines, I'm now an expert.
Cool. That's good to know.
But it's going well. I love it. It made sense because we obviously are very passionate about cruise travel. So this marriage of, becoming a travel agent and working in the industry already, delivering news and filming ship tours, it was kind of just the perfect thing to link together. And it's a good fit, so I've really enjoyed it. I know that I have helped you book a couple of cruises, Chillie. I really appreciate you trusting me with your bookings. And I'm looking forward to a lot more bookings, and I'm looking forward to a lot more people traveling in 2022. I think that we're going to see the industry continue to ramp up. I know 2021, there was a lot more people that traveled than they expected, and I think that number is only going to go up from here.
Right. I'm looking for just hopefully we get this Omicron numbers to start coming down.
Yes.
I'm seeing signs that this could be, the next couple of days, we're going to see some significant reduction in numbers. And I think that's going to follow. I'm hoping by when I cruise in 12 days that things are going to be significantly better. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to run a risk getting from here to getting on the boat. That's, to me, is still the most dangerous part of this, is getting to the ship. Once I'm on the ship, I'm very comfortable with the protocols and what they're doing and my safety and all that. But I'm thinking that once we get past this little hurdle, it's going to be an awesome year for all of us. So
I could not agree more. And I agree. I think that your cruise in 12 days, I think we could be in a in a much different place. We've been we read these reports that come out constantly just because we're like, what's going to happen? I mean, obviously, this is kind of our livelihood, so it really impacts what we do. And did you know, this is just a fact, they look for COVID bacteria in wastewater.
Yeah,
So
and the Boston area. They started it up there.
That report. Isn't that
Yeah.
fascinating?
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
that's one of the main indicators for all these guys like, Fauci and Gupta and all those guys.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I did not know this until recently, but I've been looking at these reports. I follow this scientist on TikTok, and he was also discussing this. Jared saw the Boston article yesterday, and we both were like, oh my gosh, did you hear about this? And we had both already kind of heard about it from two different sources. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah. All right. I got to thank you for being with me. I know you've got a busy day ahead, and I need to get on to do travel and cruise industry news stuff.
So Chillie, thank you so much. And congrats to 80K on Twitter. That is fantastic. What an amazing milestone in the Twitter world. That is a world that I am not really in and I don't know much about. So I think that is phenomenal. Congratulations.
And I have no idea if it's good, bad, or indifferent. That's the only problem.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Anytime you're growing a platform like that, I think it's a great thing. So congratulations.
All right, Jordan. Thanks a bunch for being with me. Tell Jared, send him my love. Hope he gets better and y'all get bounced back and get on a boat soon.
Thank you so much, Chillie. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a terrific day, Jordan. Thanks. That, of course, is Jordan with JJ Crew, travel agent, my friend, and just an all-around great guy. I'll be back with some news after this from Scoot Around.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scoot Around. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scoot Around for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
Hey, and if you need to get with Scoot Around for scooters or oxygen, I have to use both on my cruises coming up. Just call that toll-free number, give them that SRN number 11137. Not only will you get Scoot Around's best pricing, but I'll make a few pennies on it. So that's Scoot Around. All right, here's the news for today. Got a few stories to cover before I get over to the chat room. Here's the full list of NCL ships that have suspended operations temporarily. The Norwegian Pearl through Embarkation on January 17th is suspended. Norwegian Dawn through the 18th of January is suspended. All cruises up until then are on hold. Norwegian Getaway cruises with embarkation dates through January 19th. The Norwegian Escape cruises with embarkation dates through January 22nd. Norwegian Joy cruises with embarkation dates through January 22nd. Norwegian Sky cruises with embarkation dates through and including February 25th. Pride of America out in Hawaii, embarkation dates through and including February 26th. Norwegian Jade through March the 3rd. Norwegian Star through March the 19th, including March the 19th sailing. Norwegian Sun, that was the first Norwegian ship I was on, the Norwegian Sun, through April 19th sailing, and the Norwegian Spirit through April 23rd. So that's the 11 ships that have had their cruises suspended by Norwegian. Norwegian Cruise Line also announced a new cruise ship that will debut in the summer of 2023. The Norwegian Viva will be the cruise line's second Prima class vessel and spend its first season sailing in the Mediterranean. before becoming the largest new cruise ship to sail from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Hopefully everything gets straightened out in San Juan by then, and we get back to normal in San Juan sailings. Carnival has had to make some itinerary changes on cruises that sail this weekend. The Carnival Magic will no longer visit St. Kitts, will now visit Antigua instead. Carnival Cruise Line's newest and largest ship, the Mardi Gras, will replace a stop in San Juan for a visit to Nassau. The Carnival Sunshine, not Sunrise, Carnival Sunshine has implemented new pre-cruise COVID testing at Embarkation Terminal for the January 19th sailing. This new testing requirement applies to all passengers ages 2 and older and is in addition to the mandatory pre-cruise negative test result that must be presented at the terminal. Testing at the Charleston, South Carolina cruise terminal will be done in passengers' cars with a dedicated lane for COVID testing. Guests will need to park and wait for the results, which should be emailed to them in approximately 15 to 20 minutes. Guests must remain in their cars until everyone in the traveling party has received a negative test result via email. Anyone who receives a positive result along with their close contacts will not be permitted to sail. A contact number is provided for those testing positive to get further instructions. Passengers being dropped off at the cruise terminal will test inside the Embarkation building 324. I assume that includes people flying in and have some type of transfer from the airport, be it a bus or a cab or Uber or whatever that are getting that way. I assume that means the drop-off folks. The same rapid test will be used with results emailed in 15 to 20 minutes. Passengers who test positive will be responsible for any local quarantine expenses if necessary. Carnival will attempt to retrieve any checked luggage prior to the ship setting sail, but everyone is advised to keep their travel documents, medications, and valuables with them in carry-on bags. In the same letter, Carnival announced that the scheduled call at San Juan will not take place as a result of the new policy requiring guests to have additional testing for COVID in order to debark from San Juan. The letter further explains that given the limited time frame for testing, it would not be possible to complete the process to allow you adequate time ashore in San Juan. So it's their local procedures that are screwing things up for San Juan right now. In November of this year, there will be no repositioning cruise for Allure of the Seas for guests from Fort Lauderdale to Galveston. In a letter to guests, Royal Caribbean said the voyage has been canceled due to itinerary planning changes. The company sent a letter to guests detailing the options guests will have instead of the cruise, including several Caribbean cruises and refund options. The arrival of Allure of the Seas would have concluded with the inaugural season for the new cruise terminal under construction in Galveston. Jordan mentioned Princess Cruises. The California-based Princess Cruises, as part of Carnival Corporation, has pled guilty to a second probation violation relating to the Magic Pipe environmental case that has cost the company $60 million so far. The violation is related to a court-ordered independent internal investigative office that the company was ordered to establish, part of the company's probation. As a result, the company agreed to a plea deal, which cost them an additional $1 million. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Already known for amazing entertainment and transatlantic crossing, Cunard announced today that it will be elevating performances even further with an exclusive 3-year partnership with the Royal Shakespeare Company. How about that? Available only on the line's flagship, the Queen Mary II. Acting workshops and other onboard events will also feature the company's actors. Cunard's exclusive partnership with the world-renowned Royal Shakespeare Company will begin May 29th of 2022 with performances on featured voyages aboard the Queen Mary II through August the 12th. A second round of performances will last from September 15th to November 13th, with dates for 2023 and 2024 announced at a later time. So that's pretty cool for the Queen Mary II, which, it's transatlantic, comes to New York. There are some other cruises that they do are out of New York, but basically that's a transatlantic chance for you. Some of you guys love transatlantic cruises, but that's pretty awesome, I think. All right, let's go over to the chat room. I'm busy with Jordan and didn't even look to see who's over in the chat room today. So Amy's here, looking good. Chillie, thank you very much. Jason's with us. I love Carnival Elation, great ship. Carol's here. Looking forward to your guest, Jordan, for JJ Crew. Hot Air Tom's with us. Hey, Hot Air. Yes, Jason is in the house. Jason says, got a crush on the old fat travel guy, JJ Cruz. How do you feel about Uncle Bruce? I should have checked on that while I had Jordan on. I don't know if Jordan even knows Uncle Bruce. I'm not sure on that one. I've never seen them on Uncle Bruce's channel. Of course, I don't get on Uncle Bruce's channel much anymore either. So, all right, Cindy's with us. Cindy, how you doing? Carol says, hey to Jordan. John Heald said he would let Jason interview him. That's awesome. I didn't think he did any interviews. If you can get an interview with him, that would be fabulous. So lucky to cruise nonstop. Yeah, they were pretty much for 6 months out of the year cruised. Pre-amplification, post-amplification. That was Royal Caribbean's dry dock that they called it amplification when they refurbished the ships. Hot Air says 12 days till we cruise on Celebrity. Only problem, I have 20 days of work to get done first. Well, hell, Hot Air, get to work instead of screwing around with us. Cynthia Fernandez says she's going to be on Freedom tomorrow. Good for you. I got 12 days and I'll be there. Wow, banned by Chillie? Who? I haven't banned anybody today. Your comment was banned? No, I haven't banned any comments from you. Nah. The mic doesn't. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Jason's referring to. I've never banned anything from you. Honest, I haven't. I lost track of where I was. Oh, there I am. Hot Air says, did you order your own satellite internet? Hughes satellite maybe. Got to be prepared when ship internet does not work for our shows. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to play this one by ear and see how it goes. So hopefully I'll be able to do live streams on most days. I hope. If I can't, then I'll have to either substitute videos when I can get videos up, or maybe John will pick up the show for me those days. I don't know. We're going to play. I haven't worked that out yet. Jack South Southwick is with us. The Wake is a terrific idea and a great show with compelling content. Good job, JJ Crew. Thank you for the super chat there, Jack. Appreciate that. I can't listen to a live YouTube on ship, so having doubts this will be a successful operation. Cindy says, you're interviewing John Hill. How awesome. Yeah, I think that's awesome too. I'd like to get a tape of that and use it right here on this channel, Jason. Yep, he DM'd me. That's awesome. Because I had been told before that he didn't do interviews when I've tried to get him several times. But then you're a big time Carnival guy, Jason. You may have met him before. I don't know. Jason says, I'm on the boat, the best of all time. Love the Wake show. Very informative, interesting. Everyone knows that dude. I need to upgrade my status. Chillie, you are going to be a star? And I doubt that very seriously. But I'm going to try to represent the cruise industry in the best light possible for a change. I think YouTube is actually run by the Chinese, Otter Tom says, after the way it tried to censor all the original virus comments in 2020. Not a good free place. Jason says, congrats to Chillie's Cruises. Thank you very much. Don't forget us when you're famous, Chillie. Yeah, right. I hear you, Cindy. Chillie is not going to be famous, folks. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Make sure you get a good haircut before that cruise. Need to look your best for all the new fans. Yeah, I probably do need to go get a trim. I'll work on that sometime this week. Jason just shot JJ up. That's funny. He has some gray hair. Who, Jordan or me? Yeah, I've got gray hair all over the place. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Lauren is with us. Hey, Lauren, glad you're here. John Hill agreed to an interview with me. You need 10 outgoing lines so you can have multiple holds. You can have multiple colored phones on the desk, one for each cruise line. Oh, they're talking about Jordan's situation being on hold with the cruise line. Nothing is going to change. The stigma won't change. Lauren Warburton says the industry is so resilient. Definitely trust scientists on TikTok. I hear you. Hey, Jason, thanks for the super chat. I do appreciate that. This is for Brett the Cat. Thank you very much. Brett the Cat's back in. Whoops, that's Tina Turtle. This way. There's Brett the Cat back there and Max the dog. They're both there. And I have not seen Sharman and Cottonelle this morning. They're bouncing around someplace. Jack's with us from Conroe, Texas, 53 degrees. It was a little chilly down there this morning. He says, belated greetings from Conroe. Everybody loves hot air. Tom Dippa Trevidi that's one of the JJ regulars. Good to have you with us. New to your channel, just subscribe. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. We're here all the time. Cindy says, love it. There's Nikki. Nikki's out in the South Pacific. I didn't get a chance to go see what you sent me today, Nikki. I'll have that up for tomorrow. Lazy day yesterday. I almost overslept. Messaged you a map. Okay. Jason says, we love Chillie. Arlene Villar subscribed, found out from JJ Cruises. Thank you very much, Arlene. Glad to have you with us. Cindy says, Ardippa says, thanks, Cindy. I'm not a YouTube content creator, but my brother is cruising with JT, and he has introduced me to JJ Cruise and so many other awesome cruise vloggers. I didn't realize that JT was your brother. That's cool. Mike C is with us. Your thoughts on CSO being rescinded on 115 and impact on those cruising? Well, logistically, I think the cruise industry and the CDC are going to continue working hand in glove. Yes, the sale order will be gone, so there will be no teeth. But I see the cruise industry continuing on with the CDC color chart and with their investigations and recommendations that they're going to make as things evolve. And I think, Mike, that's going to be good for all of us. The CDC, I was really surprised when she was very positive toward the cruise industry before Congress this week. I was expecting a different outlook from her, so I was glad to see that. I've disagreed with the CDC on numerous things, especially when they said not to cruise. That I didn't feel that the numbers justified what they were saying, and I still feel that a cruise ship is one of the safest places in the world to be. I mean, when you look at even in the middle of Omicron and all the numbers up on cruise ships, there's still the positivity rate is still something like 1%. And, the state of Virginia was 35.8%, and that was with a couple ticks down yesterday. So I think the CDC and the cruise industry is going to continue working hand in glove, which is a good thing for all of us. Dippa says, hi. Yeah, he's my brother. Thought at times we both deny being related to one another. I understand that. And Jason says, good for the fat travel guy. Thank you very much, Jason. As always, I appreciate your counsel and friendship. Hot Air says, I posted on yesterday's La Lila Loca that the CDC director seems much less power hungry than the prior one. Someone responded, the current one is terrible and has bent to pressure. I don't know. I'm willing to let it go. Clearly, I'm glad to see the CSO rescinded or not. That's done, on the 15th. So, but I think we're going to still be dealing, and I think the cruise lines need to. The cruise lines need some oversight as far as helping them get through this. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. So, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. As always, if you're new to this channel, we do this 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. I have guests on, and then we have the podcast, which you can always catch the audio tracks anywhere you get podcasts. So if you're new to this channel, we always appreciate any thumbs up. And those of you that give super chats today, we always appreciate donations to the channel. That certainly helps us out. And you guys subscribing today, that's fabulous. That helps me tremendously. So that's going to wrap me up for today. For now, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. And one of these days, hopefully, we'll all meet on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy. See y'all tomorrow. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.